according to my clock, it is now noon Eastern time, and so you may be at a different time zone. And welcome across Nunavut and Canada. I'd like to welcome today on behalf of the Lost Side of Nunavut, Brenda Alm, who is graciously joining us from Canlii. She's the manager, partnerships and content, and she's going to be talking about the some of the new research tools that are available on Canlii, and they are freely available to lawyer members of law societies across Canada, as well as to the public. So thank you again, Brenda, for being here. And just a quick note that this will be recorded and will be available on our website as well subsequently. And so we're hoping that this will support and promote legal research across the territory. Again, thank you, Brenda.
Wonderful. And thank you so much, Rebecca. And thank you, everybody, for being here today. And thank you as well for the introduction. Um, so I'm going to go to my first slide here of a little bit of what we'll cover today. And on the slide is a snapshot of what we'll cover, some of which includes recently introduced new features such as AI generated summaries of case law and legislation, but also existing tools that might get overlooked, such as noting up legislative point in time tools. We'll also briefly touch upon searching within Canley and how to get the most of it. There's a lot to cover today, so we'll try to get to everything while leaving some time for some Q&A, but I also encourage that if you do have any additional questions, you can also reach out to Rebecca and she can forward them to me, and I can certainly answer them offline as well. So I'll be providing these slides as a handout. It will have my speaker notes if you miss any details of interest. And we'll also link out to some further guidance in those. All right, so I'm gonna go to a little bit about Canlii. So Canlii was established to make Canadian law accessible for free on the internet. And Canley and Lexham actively participate in the free access to law movement and support the objectives set out in the Montreal Declaration on Free Access to Law. So initially, Canley was publishing current cases. It was courts, tribunals sent to them as they were written. And over time, Canley expanded its collection to include cases, tribunal decisions, statutes, regulations from all Canadian jurisdictions. Um, Also offered is a diverse range of secondary legal materials, so including law books, journals, articles, reports. These materials are located in the commentary section of Canley. And Canley continues to evolve with recent developments, including AI-generated summaries, which offer concise overviews of case law and legislation. Also got deep linking for commentary content, so referencing within the legal analysis, and of course, tools like MyCanley, noting up legislative point in time, all of which enhance legal research efficiency. Canley, as I mentioned, played a significant role in advancing the principles of free access to legal information by signing the Montreal Declaration on Free Access to Law. And Canley's endorsement of the Montreal Declaration reflects its dedication to open access to justice, the rule of law, and this participation in global efforts contributes to a more transparent and equitable legal landscape for all. And in 2018, Lexham was acquired by Canley. So Lexham is a software company that produces online tools for the management and dissemination of legal information. So it originated out of a University of Montreal research lab group established by Professor Daniel Poulin in the early 1900s or 1900s. Wow, we've been around for a while. Actually, side note, we're coming up to our 25th anniversary, but it was 1990s and has been Canley's primary strategic technology partner since its inception. So Canley relies entirely on technology developed by Lexham, which encompasses document conversion, the search engine, its citator, MyCanley alerts, as well as the AI-generated classification, keywords. So today, Lexham continues to provide and maintain all of the software and services required to operate Canley. So let's get started and begin with some basic concepts. To give you a heads up, I'll be moving between this PowerPoint slide and going to live demos. So hopefully it won't be confusing and you can follow along easily. We'll start with refining your legal research using keywords. So on the slide is an example search. I'm going to, let's say, uh, what I've got here is basically just using keywords from a preset search that I run in sessions, but this can easily apply to finding cases that cover a relevant topic to you. In this case, let's say you were interested in cases that discuss how the Canadian Charter applies to a child custody application. So some of the terms you might pull out to put in your search are circled. And you'd be able to put each of these words into the search. On the slide is a snapshot of what your results would look like. You can get some pretty good results, but as you can see, you have over 7,000 results on the slide. And so what you would want to do is narrow your search using proximity operators. So what I'm going to do is switch over um, to Canlii. I have a toolbar in my way, so I'm just gonna move that out over here. Um, and so in the search box, you would type those keywords that we identified from the previous slide. And once you click on that enter, you'll get on this tab cases 59. So here you can further narrow by jurisdiction, by court level, date, and subject. And if you also click on this question mark for the search box, you'll get a pop-up window that states that your default search terms in the search engine are processed with a logical and. So, however, if you want to change this default process in the search engine, you can employ Boolean operators. In this example, search that /s retrieves documents containing both terms, so child and then both terms custody application, um, child and custody application and charter. As well as using quotations around the keywords, it forms a phrase. So we've got the quotation around custody application. So instead of just custody, anything that shows up with custody or application, we custody application as a phrase. And so in this results, we'll get results where child must be in the same sentence as custody application. And we'll include the word charter anywhere in the case. I'll also point your attention to turn off some search terms. At the top of your screen, if you click on, let's say, one of the search results here, you'll see a little box with check boxes next to your terms. And now, assuming a term like charter is probably going to come up a lot, you want to go straight to the sections that reference custody application. You can untick the term you don't want to see, and then if you go over the little arrows, it'll take you directly to either custody application or child and the remaining search terms that you have there. So I showed you a little bit, I was clicking on that question mark showing Boolean. And to give a little bit more detail on that, Boolean search involves using specific words and symbols to instruct the search engine precisely on what you want it to return. You can use Boolean search when you need stricter control over the type of results you see. As I noted, you can click on that question mark on the search box for a full description of what each of the operators does, but the most frequently used are and or not. And you can see here on the screen what each of those retrieves. So like, for example, searching for infringement, not patent, will show cases with infringement, but without patent. A feature that can often be overlooked or forgotten is Canlii's display options. So it gives you flexible viewing modes to navigate through your search results and review documents faster and easier before. So um, we'll go to a example search of this, and I'll put in polar bear. Sorry, I just want to, it automatically selected one of the suggestions here. So I just want to go into search out of here. And then from the display options from here, you'll get to see results, or rather I'll go to reading pane first. And then this will change your display to allow you to see the full contents of documents in your search results without leaving the page. So it's really handy without having to go individually into each of the results. Maybe you just want to just take a look. Let's say you're wanting to see, the first handful of results, the top five here, or the first five that are listed, and you're kind of wanting to just move around, and nice and handy way to just um, navigate, but still seeing all of those results there, that nice split screen view. Um, and then going back to display results only, this is a new feature. You are the first group of users that I've actually just kind of pointing out this new tool on, because it just released late last week. And this results only option will let you customize exactly what information appears in your search results list. So you can toggle on and off metadata like title, reference, other details, or enrichments. Maybe you are not wanting to see a short summary, or classification and keywords. Keywords being these kind of grayed out, italicized, and then where applicable or available, a short summary as well. So you can just be able to go in and kind of play around, and it will show as much information or as little information as you want. Right. So automatic subject classification. It's a little bit of like what we came from just a moment ago for that results only mode, where you're able to turn on and off um, the views of enrichments like the short summaries and classifications. This is part of it. So if you're not wanting to see those classifications, again, you could go back to that results only mode and check these off if you're not wanting to see them. And what automatic classification is an advanced AI feature that was developed by Lexim for the Canlii website. The automatic classification feature leverages AI algorithms, natural language processing techniques, and it automatically will categorize legal documents by subject. So it enhances the search experience on Canlii website, making it easier for you to contextualize individual results in a long list of search results. It analyzes the content and context of that legal document, and then it assigns an appropriate subject in the form of tags to each document. So these subjects can include areas of law, legal topics, jurisdictions, court levels, and the subjects are integrated into the snippets accompanying each result alongside, so as you can see here. Um, they're also available as a search feature under the cases search tab. And the since the beginning of I think it was June 2023, these classification of decisions on Canlii have been expanded to all Canadian jurisdictions except for Quebec. As even though the subjects have been translated into French, doesn't support the French decisions just yet. The slide shows example search results using the keywords unjust enrichment and the associated AI generated subject classifications in the red box. So now we'll move on to noting up. So let's say you are researching cases concerning a dispute involving a restrictive covenant and an easement registered against the defendant's property. And during your research, you've discovered that there is a case that appears to be a leading one, and you decided leading one decided by the Court of Appeal of British Columbia, and you'd like to know how many times this case has been cited. So I'm just going to pop back in to Canlii and do a note up on that case of interest. So just going to type this in. And in the search results, you'll see that we have 135 cases have cited this particular decision. And from here, you can limit your search from the drop-down menu and see where different jurisdictions have cited the case as well. In this instance, I'll select British Columbia, and can further narrow down by court and tribunals. I can select all tribunals, but I could go down to appeals court. And you can also go by citation intensity as well, by paragraph level, which is right here. So I could say, with these jalapenos, we're going to go over in a little minute. And the difference between the color of the jalapenos. But we could say, for example, we want maybe discussions and see versus how many have discussion intensity level. Maybe I'm after a particular paragraph as well. And so then I can then narrow down from there. So a couple of different ways to move around from within noting up. So as I mentioned, I was going to talk about a little bit about those jalapenos. So we're going to do a little detour about that legal information Scoville scale. So AKA those jalapenos that we just saw. And, decisions are getting longer and making it more challenging to find the most important parts of decisions that you're browsing. So there was a need to find a way to help you to figure out where you should direct your attention first. And thanks to our sorting algorithm, the more intense the discussion, the spicier it gets. So up to 5 jalapenos. And the treatment tab will show a blue jalapeno for cases with robust discussion intensity. We're going to just type in Carter versus Carter. And then we got the treatment tab here on the left-hand side. And then from here, you're able to kind of just kind of toggle between the different levels. Yellow being unfavorable mentions. There's 10 discussions here. Here's one where it's quite a spicy one. We've got 4 out of 5 discussion intensity level. And the blue jalapenos are that range of discussion. The yellow jalapenos, unfavorable mentions. And you can click on as well the search for all discussing documents as well. So you can expand from in here, you can toggle this. So if you don't want to see that. And you still have access to all of your other tools as well on the side. Um, and you've got as well all of those checkboxes that you can move around. So lots of stuff there. We don't really have a lot of time to go over in greater detail the technical difference between the blue versus the yellow jalapenos. But after this session, as I mentioned, these slides will be shared, and there is a link to a more detailed blog post that gives you a really good flavor to them. All right, so I'm gonna go. Um, I think I'll do this. I might go back to that Carter one. Might be a good one to just stay in. Or actually, I think maybe what I'll do is actually I'll do this one. This Charles. So I went to this particular case and just pulling up the AI summary for it. As you may or may not have heard, it's been pretty exciting times for Canley with our AI summaries. And thanks to law foundations across Canada, it really truly has become a nationwide success of participation and support by the law foundations. And the Law Foundation of Nunavut being among them for phases 1 and 2 of the AI summarization project. And we're really pleased to report that these AI summaries, like I said, are across Canada and available on Canlii. Um, and moving forward, we're also in that next phase introducing bilingual enrichments, including French case law and legislative summaries, descriptive titles, enhanced search features like sentence length summaries and subject classifications that we had seen. Um, and as I mentioned, this project was generously funded in part by the Law Foundation of Nunavut. Um, this project, it draws from our successful Canlii pilot project, where Lexum had leveraged a leading large language model, LLM, to generate short and standardized summaries on Canley Connects. And the summaries are designed in accordance with the structure of legal reasoning, such as I can't say that word, sequence facts, procedural history, party submissions, legal issues, dispositions, and reasons. And each of these elements is dynamically linked to the relevant paragraph within the body of the corresponding case. So it makes it really easy to confirm or not the validity of its analysis. And I think that that is the beauty of this as well. It's meant to be a tool to help you understand what the context of a particular decision is. Is this something you want to put more of your focus to? And then it draws you back to referencing directly the source itself. So, as with all AI tools, we advise legal professionals to use their best judgment to assess the accuracy of this analysis. Um, all right, so I'm just gonna just pop over to my Canley. Um, First off, I'm just gonna maybe go back to main top page here. Go to right. So before I get into it, I'll stay in I'll leave this page here. We'll come back in a second. My Canlii is a supplementary tool on Canlii that can help you keep track of your legal research online by allowing you to view your browsing history, save cases, create and organize folders, set up alerts. It is free, so signing up requires only your name, email, and password. And we have new or improved features that gets you access to research folders of 5 GB online storage space, 100 citation alert feeds, and a 6-month Canley search history. So I'm going to go back to that page that we're just at and show you how to use my Canley to save and organize decisions and legislation of interest within your work. Um, so I'm actually just going to, instead, I'm just going to just do a search for unjust enrichment. And I'm gonna pick the thing I might have, I think I want to do, I might just narrow down to here.
Mm.
All right. And then so what I'll draw your attention to is you can save this case. So for example, um, it will give you this login right here that if you're not logged in already to my Canley, you can just click on that login. It will automatically bring you to that sign in page. And then from here, making sure, as I mentioned, logged in, you'll be able to just browse your different folders and pull in, be able to save. Let's see, my Canley has found the same item in British Columbia. So it looks like I've actually saved this one in the past, which is a great example actually here. And then you can be able to go into your cases and be able to see that right there. So I saved that last year, which is a great one. It's smart and intuitive. You're not going to have duplicates in here. So this is actually like a great example of that. Um, One thing that I'll as well point your attention to is the gavel. I'm going to go back and try to save one that I haven't saved before because I wanted to show you the steps. But while I'm here, the gavel denotes a case, and while the clock will denote a citation alert. So let's get out of here, go back and see if we can pick a different one that has not been saved. And then so from here, we click on to saved. I've actually got a slight change of the feature when this window pops up. It might actually be something that is newly rolled out, which I think from my last session, that might be the difference of what I was seeing. So normally what you can see is a bunch of different saving options. Selecting tools, being able to change the name of the folder, etc. So I might just move on from here and just check into that because I know that the other thing that I wanted to mention for my Canley, which you probably noticed up here, is my Canley will be evolving in the next little while. So some features and some of the interface will be changing. And it's also in real time as well. So there's some things that even at myself as I'm going in right now, just realized that. So it is something to keep in mind for my Canley. Is yeah, just stay tuned for some upcoming changes. But basically, when you're moving around in there, that's what you can do is just be able to save a case. You can set up a citation alert as well. You can change the title of it. You can make notes to yourself. And then you can also set what discussion level for that citation alert you'd like to see. Maybe you only want to see the spiciest of discussions, and you can select that. It will only push forward to you in your inbox in my Canlii, those that hit those level of jalapeno discussion. And you can also change it to email me at daily or weekly for those notifications as well. You can also share this case. You can email from here with some notes, and it will send that link as well. So in my Canlii, you'll see those alerts, notifications. You can move around. You can put in new folders. You can see here. You can pretty much name it whatever works for your workflow, and then just be able to monitor and delete from whatever you don't want to keep in there. Let's say you're no longer monitoring. You can delete from here. You can add additional notes. You can move it around to different folders. So lots of different things and ways to move around. Right. So we're going to go to paragraph and heat map tools. I realize we're at the halfway mark time, and I just wanted to check in if there's any questions that anybody has. All right, so next I'm going to show you paragraph level tools, which are handy for analyzing and extracting relevant information from legal decisions. So we're going to dive into what they are and how to use them. So go to my go-to search here and clicking on case tab. And then I can sort by document relevance. So I can go to most cited, and then we'll click on this one. And then just scrolling down, you'll be able to see this heat map here on the side for most frequently cited cases. The blue heat map is giving you kind of a quick view of the most cited parts of a case. And you can warp around by clicking on it. The darker the area, the more cited is a particular case. So if we went down here, you can see these pencil icons beside the paragraphs, which give you the ability as well to set up an alert, copy, annotate, and this is for the My Canlii side of things. So when you've gotten to a particular section that is highly cited, a particular paragraph that's highly cited, you can do a few things with it as well. And really the purpose of these tools is to help you just, quickly understand the key points to of a legal case by highlighting important paragraphs. So for legislation, I think I might just um, kind of skip past this one just for the sake of time and go into legislative point in time. So I'm gonna just click on consolidated statutes. We'll go to Nunavut. And is there any suggestion of a statute that anybody would like me to click on to use as the example? Otherwise, I can just also just pick one that all right. So going into the Family Law Act, using this one as the example, sorry if there was one in the chat and I missed it because it didn't pop up. The legislative point in time, the tool on Canlii, it provides access to the current up-to-date version of consolidated legislative texts and past versions so that you can see how the text has evolved over time. And then so from here, we'll take a look at the tab versions. You can also, as a quick tip, do do these same steps for comparing regulations as well. And then let's say, for example, we want to take a look at version, this one right here. Let's do a reload. I'm not letting me select, just letting me select on here. I need to check something here, take a quick look here. I will make a note of that because I don't know why that was, the clicking wasn't, boxes didn't work for me on that one. I don't know if it was my internet when I reloaded or whatnot. So using this one as an example, so let's say I want to take a look between 2024 of January and December and 2021 of June and November. And I want to compare those two. Click on the two boxes, hit the compare button. And then so what you see here is that side by side, you're able to just scroll. The unchanged paragraphs are automatically hidden, as you can see here, just to make it faster, easier to see the differences between versions of legislation. And the number of unchanged paragraphs that are hidden is identified, and they can be expanded by clicking on the blue arrows. And this is especially useful when comparing long statutes. It means faster loading time and less scrolling. And then you can see here the highlights of where any changes that are applicable. Right, so I'm going to just switch over to our commentary section. Um, so this Canley's commentary area is valuable for insights, expert opinions during your legal research, and it's really one that is continuing to evolve and grow. And it covers a wide range of practice areas, research topics. It's dynamic. It's also linking out to decisions as well within the text where applicable. And new content is added regularly. So you can check back for the latest insights. And you get to it from the main page, but you can also do obviously keyword search and you will see commentary as one of the tabs. So that's one of the ways to get to it, as well as the main page under commentary in this link, books, articles. And you'll see here we've got articles, which is shorter pieces published in legal journals or magazines that focus on specific legal issues, recent developments, case analysis. We've also got reports and research papers that have white papers or research findings. You can also explore legal trends or policy implications, and often commissioned by government bodies or research institutions. And then for journals, we have legal articles, case summaries written by legal professionals, academics, practitioners, and a great way to keep informed about legal developments. We've also got newsletters with practice areas of interest on legal news, case law, legislative changes, and then as well theses and dissertations that's continuing to grow, conference proceedings as well. So a quick search within the kind of the within our search boxes here. So and that's that commentary tab that I was mentioning that you've seen. And with your search results, you can narrow to all subjects. And then let's say, your search terms have to do with a file that falls within the subject area of contracts. You can check this subject and your results will narrow from that 1600 that we saw to a much more manageable 168. We've also got Canlii Connects, as you can see right here. And Canlii Connects, it was created to serve both legal professionals and the public, and it provides space where lawyers, scholars, other individuals with professional expertise in legal analysis can share their insights and collectively form opinions on Canadian court rulings. And Canlii Connects hosts a database of case commentary, case summaries contributed by that legal community, and it brings together their legal minds to engage in discussion, share perspectives, also enhances the understanding of legal decisions. So visitors can use it free of charge. Legal professionals and interested individuals can sign up to the Canlii Connects website. To establish an account, Canlii will discern your capacity to analyze and comment on the law before creating an account. One fun fact, I think I'm going to do a quick search here for. So if you have a keen eye from previous visits to Canlii Connects, you might have noticed the Lexham Lab profile picture of an adorable kitten. And after a viral video where a Texas lawyer kind of unwittingly appeared in a virtual court session via Zoom, saying, "I'm here, I'm not a cat," Canlii actually briefly changed the maple leaf in the Canlii logo to this kitten. And so now the kitten has grown and is back as Canlii, and is a delightful blend of AI prowess and inquisitiveness of a cat. And it's merging the power of those leading LLMs that Lexham uses to generate concise and standardized summaries of legal cases. So the AI summaries, as I mentioned before, really came from kind of this AI summaries that started off in Canlii Connects, and Canlii from Lexham Lab continues to have summaries that can be seen here in Canlii Connects. So the authors program for Canlii really was developed as an opportunity for Canlii to lead the development of open publishing for professional legal information. And the increased volume of published law means better tools to navigate it are needed. And Canlii consistently pursues creative ways of helping researchers manage this And one of the best and most proven ways is by providing commentary, which directs attention to the most important content. And for this reason, we have developed capacity to publish legal commentary over the last several years, including introducing Canlii's companion website that we just came from, Canlii Connects. And then as well, Canlii's commentary section, which now has books, law reviews, newsletters, as we saw in articles, which members of the legal community have generously made available for free. Canley has been developing a secondary materials collection with the goal and the aim to match commercial publishers' offerings, because we think that making it freely available online with the rest of Canley's content is core to our mission. And this will make Canley a viable alternative to large commercial services that have very expensive paywalls. So we would like to invite you or someone you recommend to join us in advancing open legal knowledge and explore Canley. Consider contributing to the authors program. A really great example of the authors program is the Canadian Open Access Legal Citation Guide, the COLE. It was created in tandem with a Canadian team of editors led by UBC law librarian James Bachman, and it was written over the course of 2023-2024 using the UBC Library's online legal citation guide as a framework. Published in 2024, it was presented at the Canadian Association of Law Libraries conference to great acclaim, and one has since then gone on to win awards. And the purpose is it's a freely accessible, comprehensive guide to legal citation in Canada. So it's supporting legal professionals, academics, students, the public, and citing legal sources accurately, and promotes that open access to legal citation standards without those subscription paywalls. And again, it comes back to, having free and open access to the law, and part of that included is commentary and being able to continue to have a deeper understanding and make those connections as well. So with that, I've got 10 minutes remaining on the clock, and I thought I would turn it over to any questions that you may have.
Hello, my name is Keir O'Flaherty. I'm on your program from Nunavut. I just have a
Lovely to meet you.
question, and nice to meet you. Thank you very much for your presentation. I actually learned quite a bit. I'm wondering about these jalapenos. I know there's a blog post I can read on it, but just wanted to know, like, there's 1 to 5 blue jalapenos, which is a measure of intensity. But I mean, this is described by AI, is it? The jalapenos, that's an AI measurement, analysis,
Yeah.
analytical tool. So, is it qualitative? Like, I mean, like, let's say a case is a leading case. There's a lot of discussion about leading cases, maybe in a lot of cases, but some cases it's just understood that's the law, and it's just noted in a sentence, and the judgment proceeds as if the reader understands that whatever follows is in the context of the leading case, which is not going to be questioned. In that kind of circumstance, do the AI tools of Canley have the ability, in that case, for example, to ascribe that 5 jalapenos, because it's actually like dispositive in some ways, and there's some minor point being argued underneath it, or is that a measurement that the AI does?
That's a great question that you have, and a detailed one, because I think from the levels that it's assigned, it's really just going to be about the discussion intensity versus the context. It's really just about just how many, and I think I will refer back to the details of the blog post, really, because it's been a little bit of a time since I've kind of delved into the weeds of the level of discussion intensity, but I don't think from that level of what you're asking though that it would be from that perspective. No.
Thank you very much. And I just wanted to ask one other question. I don't want to hog this. There's lots of, there's it's only a few seconds, but the Canley, this may not be a question you can answer, but Canley obviously is a Canadian, it's a Canadian enterprise, it's a Canadian service. Are the servers for Canley located in Canada, or is it possible that they're located in, say, for example, the United States of America or other countries?
Lexum, as I mentioned, is our technology provider, and we fully rely on Lexum's technology. They're located in Quebec, and so yeah, they would be located here in Canada.
Thank you very much for your answers, and thank you very much for this program. It's really quite something, and I'm going to be doing a
Welcome.
lot of exploring. I've used
Thank
Canley
you for coming.
nonstop for over 20 years. Thank
I don't see any further questions, so thank you, Linda. And I would echo what you just said. This is really exciting. These tools are very useful and a real opportunity for lawyers and for Canadians to be able to do legal research. So thank you again for your presentation. And looks like we're going to be able to give people back a couple minutes unless there are any further questions. Well, thank you again.
Great. Thank you, everybody.